Namaskar, dear conscious community friends. Welcome to the 38th episode of the Ultimate Meditation Podcast. Today, we are exploring something we all experience, yet rarely talk about deeply: sickness. Not just as a physical condition, but as a phase in life that can feel highly vulnerable, uncomfortable, frightening, frustrating, and sometimes even disorienting. Whether it's a mild illness or something more intense, sickness has a way of slowing everything down. And in that slowing down, there's something worth noticing. Sickness is the way your body is signaling you where to refocus your attention, to prioritize resting, and reassess your routine, diet, and habits. There are important aspects to understanding when looking at sickness. One is the spiritual aspect, and the other is the physical and mental aspect of it. Falling sick is part of the living experience. Sickness is a way of expiating one's karma. So long one is tied with this mortal frame called body, falling sick cannot be completely avoided. Some fall sick more often than others. Then it becomes essential that instead of fearing sickness, we understand the root cause of sickness, way to navigate through the sufferings associated with it, and also how to cure oneself using medicines and meditation. I want to also address the most vulnerable case of sickness in this podcast. It is dealing with acute sickness alone. It is when you are faced with life and death situation, but no one to reach out for help. Then how do you keep your anxiety in check and care for the sick body and even be able to put yourself to sleep in the night? Therefore, it is important to understand that there is only so much one can do in terms of taking appropriate actions to recover from any illness. The rest is endurance and surrender. That is allowing the consciousness to take its course as per your karma. On the other hand, here's how you can deal with the mental and physical aspect of the sickness. When you're sick, know that your body is not failing you, it is working for you. Fever, fatigue, loss of appetite, these are not random inconveniences, they are intelligent responses. The body is reallocating energy, prioritizing healing. Fever is an immune system response to any disease, and it is also an indicator that your body is doing its job right. So instead of resisting the body, think, can we support it? Rest, hydrate, take the medicine you need, not as a burden, but as cooperation. The physical discomfort is one part, but the mental reaction, that's where most of the suffering comes from. Thoughts like, why now? I can't afford to be sick. What if this gets worse? Notice how quickly the mind moves into fear, frustration, and resistance. So instead of getting caught up in these thoughts, try observing them, almost like watching clouds passing by. Worry is here. Frustration is here. You don't have to suppress them. Just don't become them. Because when the body is already under stress, adding mental resistance only amplifies the discomfort and delays recovery. Acceptance doesn't mean you like being sick. It simply means you are not fighting your present. Sickness often does something we rarely allow ourselves to do: pause. No productivity, no rushing, no constant doing. Just being. Now, this isn't about romanticizing illness, but it is an opportunity to notice: have I been pushing too hard, ignoring signs from my body, living at a pace that isn't sustainable? Sometimes the body speaks when we do not listen. Know that you are not the illness, or do not let any illness define your entire being or life. Here's a small but powerful shift. So instead of saying, I am sick, try saying, my body is experiencing sickness. It creates space. You're still here, aware, present, while the body goes through its process. This shift can reduce the feeling of helplessness and bring back a sense of inner stability. If possible, stay connected and seek help when required. Sickness can feel isolating. Even a simple message to someone, I'm not feeling well today, can remind you you are still part of the world outside this moment. Connection doesn't have to be big, even small bridges matter. Adopt a gentle inner attitude, not force positivity, but not denial, but just something soft like, this will pass. My body knows how to heal. This kind of inner tone and trust supports recovery far more than fear or frustration. Sickness has a way of stripping things down. Your plans pause, your routines break, and what remains is just you and the space. Uncomfortable, yes, but also real. You cannot escape it. And sometimes in that rawness, there's clarity. What truly matters? What can wait? What you have been overlooking? So the next time sickness visits, and it will, see if you can meet it a little differently. With less resistance, a bit more awareness, and just enough gentleness to let healing happen. Thank you for listening to me so patiently. I will speak to you next time in another episode. Till then, please take good care. Namaskar.